right, let's check out this news story.
Well, if you blinked last night, you missed this. A reported meteor streaking through the sky. One of our downtown tower cameras capturing this video at 10:13 last night. This camera was pointing north.
Look at that.
That is awesome.
How about from Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, home of EAA? Whoa! Also seeing a similar sight. They posted this video to Facebook. Whoa! There it is.
And then this is what it looked like in Nina. The meteor was captured on a police squad car, the dash camera.
Look at this cool shot. This is up north.
Oh.
Do you see that? This is up near Rhineland there. A little hard to see the meteor, but what you're mostly seeing is the reflection on the lake. Here, we're going to show you, just for reference, that's what the camera is. So it's pointed at the lake, and you're seeing it reflect
Right down the lake.
off a lake up north.
So what was it? It's believed to be a random piece of space dust that just burned up in the atmosphere. Experts say this meteor isn't connected to any major meteor showers like the Orionids or the Leonids. They just won't peak until mid-November, so it was not that. It was space dust. But how big was that dust?
That's what they want us to
Yeah.
believe. Just right around Halloween, there's like a green flash in the sky.
I think it's a satellite that plummeted to the earth.
You saw this last night?
I did. I was on the way home driving, and I'm like, it happened so fast. I was like, dang, like I wish I had a dash cam. Like I had wanted to go back and rewatch.
Space dust. Watch out for those falling random pieces of space dust. Yeah, things in the sky are getting crazier and crazier. I'm seeing orbs, or whatever you want to call them, doing different things that they weren't doing a few years ago. They're bigger and brighter than ever, and those super slow ones are kind of new. Well, they are new. This year is the first time I've seen them. A real slow one, real bright, even brighter, I think a little bit brighter than Jupiter. And then they fade out, these big, gigantic, slow ones. I've also seen more star trains, right? I saw one that was just crazy, really dense, and it wasn't even single file, one by one. It was like cluttered together, close together, and in the shape of a long something long, like a Butterfinger candy bar, but just spotted with orbs. And Josh is here. Great to see you, Josh. The Ronald Reagan impression. And Golden Sai likes acrylic paint. Push says, I was thinking about your Ronald Reagan impression. My one-word Ronald Reagan impression. Well. The other night we had a show where we were talking about the shoe throwing incident where George Bush Jr. had to duck 2 shoes being thrown at him. You guys remember that? Yeah, I saw that one probably 6 months ago, Push. The Star Train. And the mind is here. Welcome. Woo Riders is here. Welcome. Hope you're well also and your family. Blessings all around, people. So I'm going to repeat a quote that I read the other night, and I found this. I don't know. I don't remember what video it was, but it was in the comments section. Somebody wrote this: "If the government is involved, avoid it. If the government supports it, reject it. If the government says it's safe, it's not. If the government says it's true, it's false. If the government says it wants to help, it won't. If the government says you need it, you don't." Yeah, yeah. And again, I'll reiterate: most Americans, most people, they just can't accept the simple truth that's right in front of all of us, and it's so obvious and it's so simple. Create a government that purports to be good. Meanwhile, have it do terrible things to people to create fear, chaos, isolation, negativity, angry thoughts. And that's all it is. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's a masquerade. It's that simple. There's a mask of goodness that's hiding something dark. People don't want to accept that. That there's a darkness that's running everything. And the mind says he's playing Fortnite. Okay, here we go.
Yes, I wanted to tell you this, that if you're not serious about working on yourself, I want to encourage you to get serious about it. And when I say get serious about it, I don't mean trip out, don't be all crazy about it, but really, really work on yourself. And because the world going crazy and human beings are evil, and it's just got to get worse before not even before things get better. They're not going to get better. So there is no before they get better. But you can get better because all of...
And that does sound brutally honest, but it does sound true. When you look at the way this world is right now, it doesn't seem like it's possible to fix it. Nothing short of a miracle will fix it. But we can fix ourselves. We can live close to God, be close to God. We are light.
Your issues are inside of you. They're not on the outside at all. You have no problems outside at all. Zero. They're all in you. They're in each individual. They're not, and every individual have their own problem. But what I realize is that it's difficult in a lot of people's mind to work on themselves because they don't realize what they're dealing with, and they give up very easily. Don't give up. I want you to know that the suffering of human nature, human being, is great. It is out of control. It's mind-blowing. And evil is having its way with human beings. And the way human beings treat each other is evil. I mean, I hear things and counsel with people, and what happens in families is worse than what happens with enemies. Really. What happened in your own blood family is worse than what your enemy can treat you. And it's mind blowing. And it's all because of evil that made a home in you. That's the only way that's happening. And you don't know that it's evil that has made a home in you. You don't understand, and you will if you stay with it. We need to be saved from ourselves. The world needs saving, but from self. Really. You need to be saved from yourself, right? But you don't understand the devastating, deceiving, dominating effect that thoughts have on you. You don't know that thoughts are truly your enemy and how they demand that you do what they tell you to do. Your thoughts, which are not your own, demand that you do and believe them. Really, they won't let you go. They'll bring emotion and fill it with it, and they make you do that. No, kill yourself. And you'll be like, no, I don't kill myself. Yes, you are. And they'll start giving you the feeling of suicidal feelings, and they'll give you reason to kill yourself. They demand that you obey them. And because they bring feelings with them, and if you believe that those emotions are yours, you will do what they say. Attack somebody. They'll tell you to attack someone, and you'll go and attack them, thinking that it's you doing it. And it's not you at all. You have nothing to do with what you think. And they go and they come thought after thought after thought. They won't give you a break. And that's why.
That's really true, people. Think about how relentless thoughts enter our minds. You have a little bit of time and you just sit there in a quiet room and it won't be long before a person's thoughts will start really going places. And oftentimes it's a dark, resentful place. You know, I'm always encouraging my listeners to visualize a perfect world, to imagine. Just take 5 seconds a day and imagine what a perfect world would look like in your world. But now I'm starting to realize that there's something you have to do before that. Yeah, we have to empty our thoughts, our mind of these thoughts. We have to get rid of these thoughts that we're having, and to know that they're coming from the devil really gives you an advantage. And I know that some people, they don't want to believe that, or they just flat out disagree on an intellectual level. How could someone else be in control of my thoughts? Ultimately, I am. Well, just think of how often your thoughts snowball and they just go places. Something that I would also encourage people to do is look into Jesse Lee Peterson silent prayer. Basically he says, and it's not just him talking about this, other people talk about it. I was talking about something similar to this recently. I feel like my research and I think for all of us, when we research things, things happen a step at a time, and they bring you to places, and you get turned on to certain knowledges at just the right moment. Yeah. The trick is, it's not a trick. It's something that I've been doing. The thing I've been doing is just noticing my thoughts when they start happening, when they start going haywire and into dark places. Basically angry thoughts is what I'm talking about. I just notice it. I acknowledge that they're there and they're not from me. I don't associate with them. I don't identify with them. I just let them float off into the nothingness that they are, because they are nothing. And what you're left with is a vacancy there within you that is filled automatically and instantly with the light of God. And it brings a smile to my face. It really works, people. And I do believe that thoughts are coming from the dark side. They're coming from the devil. And that's as big a lie as they've told us. Dean is here. Welcome, Dean. Good to see you.
I recommend, and what I'm telling you to do, what I have to do, what every living human being has to do if they want to be free. They got to pay attention to themselves. You're going to eventually see that you are not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, and that they are all evil because they can make you feel good. You could be in a situation and then look like the situation is fading away and you feel good. And then as soon as you're feeling good, another situation will come, or they will give you the situation, or remind you of something that.
You think there's a Kennedy curse?
Happened 100 years ago, and now you're feeling afraid and bad again. And then they give you some. These thoughts are a mess. They're pure evil, and every human being is suffering from thoughts. You're suffering from thoughts. You're suffering from evil, but you are not suffering. It just feels like it's you. It feels like it's happening to you, and it's not. But it just feels like it, and it's just painful and scary, and it feels like. But it's not you at all, not one iota. And when you learn, when you really stay with it and stay with it, you're gonna get some light into what's really going on inside of you. And the more light you get, you're gonna realize, wow, there's something else. There's not this hell life I thought about. There is another something else that's trying to lead me. But the light is not gonna lead you until you let it pass through. Just let those thoughts have their way with you. You gotta literally let them have their way inside of you. And you are not allowed to cry out, I want out of here, I can't handle this, this is too much. You can't say that, sorry. You gotta take it. You cannot say that, because the moment you say, I want out of here, this is too much, I can't handle this, you just invented a false person, another false person. You think that there's a you to get out of this, and there is no you to get out of this at all. And that's why you got to go through the hell screaming and kicking and yelling, and you can't say, I want out. You can't say, I'm fine now. Because if you think you're doing fine, you're back into thoughts. Because in God, there is no thinking. It's just a living and knowing, no thinking. But these thoughts, and in the Bible, it tells us that our thoughts are not our own, our ways are not his ways and all that. But when you're into it, you can't believe it. This is something that you cannot even believe into. You can't believe into it. You can't be strong into it. You got to go through this weak. Because some people say, I want to be strong, then I go and forgive, then I do it. You can't be strong. Maybe here your seat right here. Oh, right here somewhere. We saved it for you. Jared, read what the Bible says about thoughts.
All right, Isaiah 55, verses 8.
This is This video is just about to end, but they're going to read a Bible verse that I was reading last week, Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9. Isaiah chapter 55, verses 8 and 9. This is really powerful. This is a powerful kind of a confirmation of this idea that your thoughts are not your own.
Through 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your.
About thoughts.
All right. Isaiah 55, verses 8 through 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. And that's Isaiah 55, verses 8 through 9. KJV.
What?
KJV.
Oh.
Pac-Man fever. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about a lot lately. You know, that Bible verse is so powerful, and God telling humans, "You're not like me. You're not like me at all. Your thoughts are not at all like me, like my thoughts." And just like up here in the heavenly kingdom is different than down there, just like that is the case, so is the case with thoughts. And don't be thinking anything otherwise. Don't be thinking that you think like I do. That's God telling the human race, don't be thinking that you think like I do. You don't. Just check out this this other Jesse Lee Peterson video.
You let go of all the anger and everything. You got to stop thinking. You got to stop thinking. You got to stop thinking about what you want. You got to start thinking about what you know. You got to stop thinking about what you need. You got to stop thinking about how to fix your own life. You got to stop thinking about everything. You got to stop thinking. Because every time you're thinking, you're consulting with the devil. There is no you to consult with.
You guys, and isn't it the truth? Ain't it the truth that we will think of solutions to our problems? You know, people tend to do that. Like, oh, if only I take up that hobby, or if only I get into meditation and yoga and astrology, or maybe these certain vitamins and herbs will help me. And maybe people are constantly looking for something that they don't really know what they're looking for. They would say, well, this is just good health and well-being. But really, it's endless searching for salvation. That's really what people want. People naturally want to be engulfed in God's love, in God's light. And it's within us the whole damn time. When people look for external solutions to their problems, they're going nowhere. They're just making it worse, really. They're just compounding the thought, the worry, the fear, and getting further and further away from God. When God is inside of us and was this whole time. You see the irony there? And all a person has to do is sit back, relax, and don't identify with thoughts. Let the vacancy happen. Let the light turn on inside of you. Yeah. Yeah. Letting go of thoughts, letting go of anger and forgiveness, the power to forgive. It makes it so much easier to forgive. Sorry, I'm getting a little excited. It makes it so much easier to forgive when you realize that a person who may have done you wrong didn't really do you wrong. They were really, it was their ego doing your ego wrong. But it wasn't him and you or her and you. The real you is just light. God's light. That's really what we are. That's really, if you want to feel good and closest to God, I believe this is necessary. And we talk all the time about the lies that we've been told. You know, again, this is as big a lie as it gets. The lie they told us about what thoughts are.
You're consulting with evil. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. And so when you're consulting with thoughts, you're consulting with evil. But when you stop thinking, when you stop consulting with thoughts, you're one with the truth. And the truth will help you. The truth will guide you. The truth will change your life. But stop trying to fix your life. You can't fix it at all. As a matter of fact, there is nothing there to fix. How can you fix something that doesn't exist? There is no you. There's no you. So how can you fix you if you don't exist? But the problem is you're listening to evil, and evil telling you that there's a you, and this is how you fix it. This is how you make your life better. This is what you want. This is what you need. And you're consulting with the devil. God tell you all the time, your thoughts are not my thoughts. My thoughts are not yours. But still you consult with thoughts from one thought to another one to another. You got to live this life without thinking. And as he was saying, you be aware of those thoughts. That's why it's so important to practice presence, the silent prayer, because God is with you always. He's always there, right? But if you're in your head, you won't know it, because Satan takes you away from the present. He takes you away from God. And you don't know it, right? But if you practice seeing what's going on inside of you and not calling it you at all, just see it, go about your day and watching what's going on inside of you, the thoughts and the feelings and going to the past or the future and all that. Let that happen. Do nothing about it and just watch it. I promise you, you're going to be free. It will die, because those are demons. It's like, imagine having your body being a house, and up in your base, you in your house, up in the roof. What do you call it? What? Attic. The demons are living. Rats are up there, and you hear this noise all the time from the rats, and you never catch them, right? Same thing with your mind. The demons are living in your mind. The rats are in the mind, and the rats are playing a game on you. And you listen to the rat, you feed the rats rather than get a trap to destroy the rats. Really, you can't, I'm telling you as a witness, you can stop thinking. And as you were saying, you're afraid not to think. You're afraid to drop that anger because you think it's a real identity. What will I be if I don't think? What will I be if I don't get angry? Who will I be if I don't have emotions? I'll just be a robot. They call, who do psycho, if you're a person that don't react, the world call you a psycho. They don't know that they're the psycho for reaction. Psycho crazy people react. Angry people react. People who overcome anger don't react. Those who are working on it. You got to stop thinking. You can't fix anything. There's nobody or nothing there to fix. You've been lied to. And you're not good. No such thing as human nature being good. That doesn't exist. But the lies are there to tell you that. You got to stop thinking. You can't fix anything. Even when situations come, whatever it might be, a work situation, home situation, or whatever, don't try to fix it. God will give you, if it's a business or your job, He will give you an idea how to make that work for you, practical thoughts, right? But you don't live by that. You literally got to stop thinking, and you shall be free. And when you stop thinking, it's going to blow your mind that life is working for you. When you have no ideas about life, when you have no plans about life, when you don't have no clue of what you want out of life, when you don't have any clue of what you think that you want or who you think that you want or what you need, stop thinking about those things. Then you should rule the world, your world. And the world outside of you, inside of other people, cannot touch you. But as long as you're in your imagination, you are of the world because you're living in your thoughts. You are the world, and that's why you're suffering. You got to let family members go. Husbands and wives got to let each other go. You can't make it work. And if they try to stop you from working on yourself, say goodbye to them. That's your enemy. They don't want you working on yourself because the evil in them don't want that to happen. And they're trying to stop you. Your own flesh and blood. Your own adult children will work on stopping you from working on yourself. You got to make up your mind, do you love the world or do you love God? You can't love both. And when you put loving God first, the truth, everything going to work out for you. I promise you that.
You know, that sounds like such an extreme thing to say. It's either you have to choose either God or the world. You can't have both. And he's right. One has to choose God at the end. And know that this world is what it is. It's not right. Now, there are things, again, that we love about this world. And I always talk about the three things: connection, art, and Mother Nature. Those are things that we can enjoy. But that transcends thought. That has nothing to do with thought and thinking. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. When you eliminate thoughts, eliminate anger, forgive, and let the light come in, your next move becomes crystal clear, and you'll know what to do next and where and what path to take.
Going to have perfect peace. All of your needs are going to be met. You will never want for anyone or anything.
Okay. No more interruptions. There's 2.5 minutes left.
You have fun, you enjoy people, but at the end of the night, you go home and sleep like a baby. You're not going to be, oh Lord, what's going to happen? The party is over, and now I got to go home by myself. You won't think that way at all. And getting married is not going to solve your problem. It's going to make it worse. If you're getting married to run away from your problems, thinking that that's going to make you happy, it'll only make you miserable because it'll be two devils fighting. You got to learn to be alone, inwardly alone. I don't mean physically alone, but you got to learn to be alone inwardly. If you can't be alone inwardly, you're not going to make it. You must learn to be alone inwardly. And you deal with outside, you deal with people perfectly. I went out last night, I had so much fun, I didn't want to go home. I had a hoot nanny of a time. But when it's time to go home, I went home, I had fun. And I was just satisfied going home, being home and everything. It used to not be that way. I wanted to party all night. When they said last call for alcohol in the old days, I didn't want that to be the last call. But I promise you, you will. Your relationship with the world will change. You will be in the world, but not of it. But you got to stop thinking. And you must be willing to let it all go. Don't try to make it go. If you stay with the silent prayer, it will happen naturally. Because if you try to run people off and all that kind of stuff, you're just going to find yourself gathering another group. But if you let it happen naturally, you'll be fine. But you got to stop thinking. You don't know what you want. There's no one there to want anything. That's the interesting thing about it. There is no you there to want anything. There is no you there to want love. There is no you there to want to get married. There's no you there that want children. There's no you there that want riches. There's no you there to want anything. It's a false self. It's an illusion.
Yep.
And yet, God made it possible for you to have all those things and have the right relationship with Him. Take it or leave. God, He wants you to be rich. He wants you to have a house on the hill. He wants you to have a nice car. He wants you to have a family. That's what you want. But He doesn't want you to want that. He only wants you to want Him, the truth, the right way. And the right way will take care of you.
All right. So I'm glad I could share those two videos with you guys. It's an interesting dude, that Jesse Lee Peterson. Again, I don't agree with everything he says. He has some pretty strong opinions about a lot of things. But yeah, I'm glad I could share those. I hope you enjoyed those. The mind says the pure truth is simple, and ain't that the truth? I've always thought that everything in life is better when it's kept simple, you know? Think of like a real simple homemade recipe. And then a person might have the desire to spice it up with all kinds of different ingredients. And I didn't literally mean spicy, but you know, the temptation to complicate things will ruin things, you know. I think the best music is simple music. And that leads me to the culture section of this show. I learned today that this week, I don't know if it's this week or if it happened earlier this year, but at some point this year, the top 40 of music has 0 hip hop songs. Not that the songs that are on the top 40 today are any good, but I thought that was interesting. In the entire top 40, there's not a single hip hop song. And that's the first time that's happened since 1990. A 35-year run. And the artist I want to spotlight this week is, on this show rather, is Woody Guthrie. Woody Guthrie. He did most of his recordings in the 30s and 40s and 50s. And Woody Guthrie is one of my all-time favorite artists. I really love his work. One of my favorite songwriters ever. And it's because of the simplicity. The lyrics are simple, they're to the point, and they're powerful. He is such a great poet, and I love his rhythm guitar. He plays a real simple rhythm guitar, and yeah, check him out, you guys, if you're in the mood for something like that, like real raw, just country music, really, proto country, but early country music, but with a sophistication that he added to the lyrics. One of my all-time favorites, Woody Guthrie. All right. So I was talking about the sky earlier. One thing I've noticed about 3 months ago, or maybe 2 months ago, I walked outside to look at the stars like I always do, and I couldn't believe how clear the sky was. And I really believe that the sky over Albuquerque anyway became clearer. And I'm seeing more stars that twinkle. Because before you could see almost like really none. That's another change that I've seen over Albuquerque anyway. That a few years ago there was no twinkling stars. They were just there, just light, just a white star, but no twinkling, no glistening. Now I'm seeing more of that. But getting back to the change that I saw recently, like in the last 2 months, it seemed to happen overnight, like someone flipped a switch and the sky was clearer. And it's still clearer now than it was, say, 5 months ago and before. Like, or I should say 2 or 3 months ago. Like I said, it happened 2 or 3 months ago. It was like someone flipped a switch. All of a sudden, the night skies are one notch clearer. Then the next day, I was watching a video by a guy in Albuquerque who does Albuquerque stuff. Like what one might call tourist attractions in Albuquerque. But a lot of his stuff is also him just walking around. And he talked about how clear the sky was the night before, and how it reminded him of younger days when the skies were clearer. So I don't know if any of you have noticed that, the sky being clearer. All right, time for jokes and distractions. All right, here's some one-liners, some cheap jokes, the kind I like best. Why didn't the baker like his new assistant? He was too needy. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? a carrot. Two fish are in a tank. One says to the other, "How do you drive this thing?" What did the drummer name his daughter? His daughters, his twin daughters. What did the drummer name his daughters? Anna 1, Anna 2. Anna 1, Anna 2. All right, and last but not least, the joke I've been showcasing for the last month. What was Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. Yeah. All right, well, that's our show for the evening, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night. And the